Stop what you are doing and listen. Truly listen. Because the next few minutes will determine whether you spend the rest of your life as a drifter or as a king. Look around you right now. The world is full of men who wish for wealth. They hope for success and they beg for a lucky break. But the universe does not respond to beggars. It responds to commanders. Important note before we begin. Read the description below this video to aid you in achieving the optimum results. You are tired in a way that sleep does not fix. That is the most important sentence you will hear today. Most men will spend their entire lives never understanding what it actually means. You feel a heavy weight on your shoulders. You wake up exhausted. You work hard. You read the books and you set the goals. You put in the hours while the rest of the world sleeps. And yet the breakthrough you were promised never seems to arrive. It feels as though you are driving with the emergency brake pulled tight. You push forward, but something invisible pulls you back. The effort is there, but the reward is entirely missing. I am here to tell you that this is not a lack of effort. You do not have a motivation problem. You have a programming problem. Deep within the architecture of your subconscious mind, there is an outdated script. It is running on a loop and quietly sabotaging every conscious step you take toward wealth. You are fighting a war against your own internal system. Until you rewrite that script, every empire you try to build will eventually collapse under the crushing weight of your unseen fears. Today, I will show you exactly how to locate that script. We will rip it out by the roots, and you will reprogram your mind to attract success as effortlessly as gravity. But first, you must accept a harsh truth. Society lied to you about hard work. They told you to keep your head down and grind. They said that physical labor and endless hustle would eventually lead to freedom. So you traded your time for money. You sacrificed your peace for a paycheck. And what did it get you? You are still stressed about bills and you are still worried about tomorrow. The physical labor is not the key to wealth. The titans of industry knew a secret that the masses absolutely refused to believe. Men like Henry Ford did not build their empires by working harder than everyone else around them. They knew that wealth is not chased. Wealth is magnetized. It is the natural byproduct of a mind operating on a specific and disciplined frequency. You do not get what you want in this life. You get what you are. And until you elevate the energetic signature of your dominant thoughts, no amount of physical labor will make you rich. Your mind is currently filled with static. It is clogged with doubt and fear, and the opinions of average men. Every time you try to focus on abundance, your subconscious reminds you of your past failures. It tells you that you are not ready. It whispers that you do not have enough capital or enough connections. This is the invisible enemy I am talking about. It is not the economy or the government or your boss keeping you down. It is the silent gatekeeper inside your own skull. And right now, that gatekeeper is trained to reject success. Why does this happen? Because your brain is a survival machine. It does not care if you are rich or fulfilled or powerful. It only cares that you are safe. And to your primitive brain, the familiar zone of struggle feels safe. Success is unknown, and therefore it is dangerous. Your own mind is actively protecting you from the wealth you desire. Think about the last time you had a brilliant idea. You felt a surge of energy, and you were ready to conquer the world. But within a few hours, the doubt crept in. You started overthinking every detail. You convinced yourself that it was too risky, and you abandoned the plan. That was not logic speaking. That was your buggy software taking control. The drifter accepts this sabotage as his natural fate. He assumes he is just an anxious person or a chronic procrastinator. He builds an identity around his own mental weaknesses. But the Creator understands that he is not his thoughts. He is the observer of his thoughts. He is the sovereign commander of his mental architecture. To take back control, you must stop identifying with the chaos in your head. You must step outside of the daily noise and carefully observe the hidden machinery that is constantly at work. Your subconscious is a tireless contractor. It builds exactly what you instruct it to build before you fall asleep. If you go to bed worrying about debt, it will construct a reality of poverty. It uses your daily emotions as the blueprint for your future. Anger and resentment and fear are the materials you hand over to the contractor every single day. Is it any wonder that your life feels like a prison? You are handing the universe the exact coordinates for failure, but you can change the coordinates right now. You must fire the old contractor and establish new rules of engagement. This requires a level of discipline that average men find terrifying. It is easy to complain about your circumstances. It takes zero effort to play the victim and blame the world for your empty bank account. But it requires immense courage to take absolute responsibility. No one is coming to save you. No hidden benefactor will hand you $1 million just because you are a good person. The universe does not reward basic decency. It rewards alignment and unshakable conviction. You must become a ruthless gatekeeper of your own mind. You must filter every single thought. If a thought does not serve your ultimate vision, you must destroy it. You cannot afford the luxury of a negative thought. Let me repeat that because it is vital. You cannot afford the luxury of a negative thought. It is the most expensive thing in the world. It will cost you your dreams and your wealth and your very destiny. This brings us to the core mechanism of your transformation. The software running your life is old, but it is not permanent. It was installed by your parents and your teachers, and a society designed to keep you small. You did not choose the original code, but as a grown man, you are entirely responsible for the UP date. We are going to overwrite the system. We will strip away the victim mentality and install the operating system of a sovereign creator. This is not about hoping for a better tomorrow. This is about commanding a new reality into existence today. Prepare your mind for the laws that govern the 1%. The work begins now. Let us begin with Principle 1. The universe works by absolute law, and it never works by a human clock. This is the foundational truth you must permanently engrave into your mind today. Most men falsely believe they are just waiting for the right time to succeed because they think wealth is tied to a calendar. But time is an illusion. The universe does not recognize your timeline or your deadlines. It only recognizes the frequency of your dominant thoughts. If you operate on the frequency of a helpless victim, you will remain trapped in poverty for an entire lifetime. But if you align your mind with the law of abundance, you can collapse time entirely. This brings us to the great divide. There are two distinct kinds of men in this world. There is the drifter and there is the creator. You must decide which one you are right now. The drifter is just a leaf blowing violently in the wind. He allows his chaotic environment to dictate his internal state of mind every single day without question. If the economy is bad, he feels poor. If someone insults him, he becomes angry. He consumes negative news, and he lets fear build a nest in his brain. The drifter believes that life is something that happens to him. He thinks success is merely luck, and failure is the fault of a corrupt system designed to keep him down. He hopes for a better future. But hope is the anthem of the powerless, and you must completely eradicate that weak word from your vocabulary forever. A sovereign commander does not hope for a good harvest. He understands the mechanics of reality. He plants the exact seeds he wants, and he absolutely expects the rich harvest to come. This is the hallmark of the Creator. The Creator understands that every thought is a seed, every action is water, and your reality is the harvest. He acts without motivation because motivation is a fleeting emotion designed to comfort weak men who lack true discipline. The Creator is a builder in the invisible season. He works in the dark when no one is watching. If his bank account is empty, he does not panic. He looks at his current financial state as mere data. The Creator acts as if he is already a king. He knows the physical world is just a delayed reflection of his previous mental states, and he refuses to let circumstances dictate his identity. He is the master of his fate. Stop what you are doing and examine your own habits. Are you reacting to the world, or are you directing it? When you wake up and check your phone, you are letting other people program your mind. You are giving away your sovereignty to the highest bidder before your feet even touch the floor in the morning. That is the drifter's ritual. To become the architect of destiny, you must become a ruthless mental gatekeeper. You must stand at the door of your mind with a drawn sword. When a thought of poverty approaches, you do not entertain it. You do not invite it in for a casual conversation about your past failures because that will only breed more misery. You cut it down immediately. This is not a metaphor. It is a literal mechanism of mental dominion. You must understand that a wrong decision is always better than no decision. The drifter paralyzes himself with overthinking because he is absolutely terrified of making a mistake that might cost him his fragile sense of security. He drifts in a sea of endless options and ultimately accomplishes nothing. The Creator makes a firm decision and forces the universe to adapt to his will. Once he sets his definite chief aim, he becomes an unstoppable force. He does not ask the world for permission to succeed. He commands his reality through unshakable faith and relentless repetition, while completely ignoring the loud doubts of ordinary people around him. He treats his thoughts as tools. They are not toys to be played with casually. Every image you hold in your mind is an explicit instruction sent directly to the powerful, invisible forces of nature. If you constantly picture debt, you are commanding the universe to bring you more bills. It is a flawless system of cause and effect. It is a law as real as gravity. You cannot trick the system, and you cannot hack your way to true power. The universe will test your resolve by sending violent storms your way. The drifter sees a storm and assumes the universe is punishing him. But the Creator looks at the exact same storm and knows it is just a necessary calibration process designed to forge his ultimate character. It is clearing the path. Do you understand the difference? One mind is built on fear, while the other is built on absolute certainty. You must strip away the foolish illusion that your current physical circumstances define your true potential as a man. Your current life is the delayed echo of the thoughts you had 5 years ago. It is old news and it does not matter. What matters is the energetic signature you are broadcasting right now. The 1% operate on a frequency of pure expectation. They do not wonder if they will win the war, because their glorious victory was already firmly decided in the mind. They only focus on executing the daily battle plan with cold precision. They embrace the UNK known. You must adopt this cold calmness when dealing with your own obstacles. When a deal fails, you do not cry about unfairness. You analyze the raw data, and you adjust your relentless approach without missing a single beat or shedding a tear. This emotional detachment is the ultimate superpower in a world full of incredibly fragile MEN. How did a man with zero capital build the largest steel empire in human history? It was not by outworking his fierce competitors physically. He used a specific mental protocol that most ordinary people dismiss as complete foolishness because they cannot see the unseen. He understood the difference between hard work and aligned frequency. He recognized that the conscious mind is only the tip of the spear. The real power lies in the heavy machinery of the subconscious. The drifter spends his entire life endlessly polishing the spear while completely ignoring the massive engine that actually controls his ultimate destination. But the Creator learns how to program the engine to run on autopilot. This is the Titan's secret, and it is a secret that the average man will fight to deny. Because if this universal law is true, then the average man has no one to blame but his own reflection in the mirror. He must admit that his poverty is a direct product of his mental laziness. That is a bitter pill that the drifter refuses to swallow. But you are not here to be average. You are here to claim your rightful place among those elite few who dictate reality and command the forces of the universe. You have chosen to walk the narrow path of the mental sovereign. So now we must carefully look at the undeniable proof. We must examine how this exact law alters your brain. This is not mere philosophy because it is hard biology. Your brain is a highly complex physical machine. It operates strictly upon proven scientific physical laws. And inside your skull exists a powerful filtering mechanism designed to protect your sanity from endless noise every single day. Modern neuroscience calls this the reticular activating system. It decides exactly what information gets through and what gets blocked. Imagine you buy a brand new red car today. Suddenly you see red cars everywhere on the busy street. They were always there, but you just never noticed them before. Your brain simply ignored them because they were not important to your immediate physical survival. But the moment you bought the car, you completely changed the instructions. You told the gatekeeper that red cars are now highly relevant. and the obedient gatekeeper followed your command instantly. The exact same biological mechanism applies directly to wealth and poverty. If your dominant thought is constantly focused on lack, your gatekeeper goes to work. It filters out every single opportunity for massive financial growth. It completely ignores the valuable resources sitting right in front of your face. It does this because you instructed it to only look for evidence of your own struggle. You are literally blinding yourself to absolute abundance. The drifter always blames the economy for his empty pockets, but the economy is just neutral data in the background. The Creator deeply understands this biological reality, and He uses it to His massive advantage. He deliberately programs His powerful mind to expect massive victory. He visualizes His definite chief aim until His physical brain genuinely believes it is a real event. Your own physical nervous system absolutely cannot tell the difference between a real physical event and an intensely imagined mental vision. This is the ultimate biological advantage of the 1%. They literally program their own biology to expect total victory. Listen to me carefully and let this truth sink into your bones. The greatest men in human history did not know the modern neuroscience, but they understood the exact same invisible universal law. Let us look to the incredible example of Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times while fiercely attempting to invent the practical light bulb over many long and difficult years. The average man would have quit after only 10 failed attempts. The drifter would have cried loudly about his terrible luck. He would have called himself a tragic victim of impossible circumstances. But Edison possessed the cold calmness of a true sovereign commander. He did not view those thousands of failures as personal emotional defeats. He viewed them as highly necessary and extremely valuable biological data. He famously declared that he simply found thousands of ways that would not work. He completely removed the negative emotion from the entire process. He forced his subconscious mind to remain entirely locked on the final vision. He instructed his internal gatekeeper to only hunt for the missing scientific solution. He often fell asleep in his laboratory while firmly holding steel balls in his hands. He did this to easily access a specific brainwave state right before deep sleep. He purposefully used the quiet twilight state to directly command his powerful subconscious mind to solve the complex engineering problems. Andrew Carnegie used the exact same mental protocol to build immense wealth. He arrived in America with absolutely no money in his empty pockets, but he carried a massive and undeniable vision of a vast steel empire. He did not sit around and pray for a sudden miracle. He simply demanded physical reality to bend to his iron will. He boldly wrote down his exact financial goals on a piece of paper, and he read them aloud every single day. By repeating his ultimate goal, he reprogrammed his nervous system entirely. His brain began to automatically highlight every strategic connection he needed to make. Opportunities that were completely invisible to poor men suddenly became glaringly obvious to him. He magnetized the massive wealth because his internal frequency was permanently tuned to pure expansion. The universe always rewards a clear instruction, and the law of attraction is never wrong. It is not silly magic because it is just highly focused biology. But there is a hidden cost to this profound mental shift. As you elevate your frequency, you will begin to experience a very strange phenomenon. You will start to feel incredibly disconnected from your old life and your old habits. Your old friends will suddenly seem terribly boring to you. Their daily conversations about petty drama will feel like heavy poison. You will strongly prefer to sit in absolute silence rather than engage in meaningless and trivial social interactions with ordinary men. They will undoubtedly look at you and call you arrogant. They will loudly complain that you have changed, and they will desperately try to pull you back down to their low level. You think you are losing your mind because you cannot relate to anyone around you. But here is the profound truth that no one ever bothers to tell you. You are absolutely not losing your own precious mind. You are simply losing your incredibly outdated mental programming. The growing isolation you feel is not a divine punishment. It is the highly necessary biological shedding of your old skin. Your new energetic signature literally repels the low frequency of the chronic drifter. You simply cannot build a massive new empire while you are still clinging tightly to the helpless peasants of your past. The loneliness you feel right now is actually the cleared space. It is the empty space being prepared for your brand new reality. It is a highly paradoxical sign of true and absolute greatness. Do not ever fear the quiet and heavy isolation in your life. Embrace it fully as the ultimate proof that the internal mechanism is finally working. The underlying science is absolute, and the historical evidence is completely undeniable to any rational man who studies the profound truth. Your brain is now actively rewiring its neural pathways to match your vision. The heavy friction you feel inside is just the resistance of the dying ego. You must step back and let the old ego burn away entirely. What specific thoughts are aggressively controlling your powerful mind today? Are you still letting the loud opinions of average men dictate your internal peace? You must ruthlessly cut them off without a single ounce of hesitation. A true king does not seek counsel from those who have never built a kingdom. He only trusts the powerful and invisible laws. You now completely understand the profound biological mechanism of the human brain. The helpless drifter will hear this profound truth, and he will do absolutely nothing today. He will bitterly return to his chaotic life, and he will loudly complain about his empty bank account tomorrow morning. But the master takes this raw data and uses it tonight. Now we are getting close to the actual practice. The drifter loves to consume endless philosophy without ever taking action because he watches videos and feels a fake sense of accomplishment. But you are not here to feel good. You are here to become the architect of destiny. It is time to execute the specific protocol. Knowledge without relentless application is completely useless to you. It is just heavy mental baggage weighing down your mind while you try to move forward. We must bridge the gap between understanding the law and commanding the physical world. This requires strict daily practice. The masses want a fast magic pill. The Creator relies on a relentless daily ritual. Step 1 is establishing your definite chief aim. The drifter has extremely vague wishes. He simply says he wants to be rich and happy while refusing to define what that actually means. The universe completely ignores vague requests. It demands absolute precision. You must define exactly what you want, down to the smallest detail. Do not leave any room for DOUBT. Write this singular goal on a physical piece of paper tonight. Do not type it into your phone. The physical act of writing connects your conscious mind directly to your nervous system. State the exact amount of wealth you demand and state the exact value you will give in return. The universe requires a clear exchange. Take action. Step 2 is the practice of cosmic housekeeping. This is the absolute law of ruthless elimination. Look closely at your daily habits and your immediate environment. You are currently surrounded by absolute poison. You consume negative news that programs you to fear the future, and you entertain toxic friends who constantly complain about their tragic lives. Stop doing this. You cannot drink poison every single day and expect to somehow heal your broken body. You must cut off these energy vampires immediately because a sovereign commander does not negotiate with parasites. Do not apologize for protecting your mental space. You must fiercely protect your focus. If a daily habit does not build your empire, you must completely destroy it today. We now reach the most critical phase of your transformation. This is the sacred night ritual. The final 15 minutes of your waking day will heavily dictate the entire reality of your tomorrow because your brain enters a highly suggestible state right before you fall asleep. The mental gates are wide open. The subconscious is extremely ready to receive orders. How do average men spend this crucial time? They take their endless anxiety straight to bed. They stare at glowing screens and actively scroll through meaningless arguments. They watch terrible things that trigger deep anger and paralyzing fear before sleep. They literally hand the blueprint of chaos to their internal contractor and wake up feeling drained. You will stop this destructive habit immediately. I command you to turn off every screen exactly 1 hour before you sleep, so you can forcefully step away from the artificial noise of the modern world. Sit alone in a quiet and dark room. Do not listen to any music. Do not read a book. You must learn to sit in absolute silence. Breathe deeply and simply observe your racing mind. At first, it will feel incredibly uncomfortable because your brain will desperately scream for a hit of cheap dopamine. It will throw random fears and ancient regrets directly at you. Do not judge these chaotic thoughts. Just silently watch them pass like dark clouds. You are the mental gatekeeper observing the traffic. You must sweep the mental dirt out before you rest. Review your actions of the day with cold calmness. Did you act like a powerful creator today? Did you move closer to your definite purpose, or did you react blindly like a helpless victim? You must be brutally honest with yourself, but you must never carry heavy guilt into the night. Guilt is a completely useless emotion specifically designed to keep you permanently trapped in the past. Forgive your own failures instantly and extract the raw data. Now you must speak your definite chief aim aloud. Let the physical sound vibrate clearly in the silent room. Read the exact powerful words you wrote on your paper. State it with immense power. Say it aloud, not just once, but repeat it until your physical body genuinely believes the spoken words. Let the deep vibration of this command completely rewire your neural pathways. Now close your tired eyes and clearly see the final result. Do not worry about the complicated logistics. The universe will handle the heavy lifting. You just see the end. Feel the exact emotion of the fully achieved goal. Feel the massive relief and the quiet pride. Feel the absolute certainty of a victorious king who has already won the battle. You must intentionally generate this feeling physically inside your chest. This specific emotion is the secret language of the subconscious. It only understands pure feeling. Hand this powerful feeling over to the tireless contractor. As you slowly drift into deep sleep, your conscious mind finally shuts down entirely, but the massive engine beneath it roars to life. It will take your final emotional state and work continuously all night long while you rest. It will start organizing random events and shaping your new reality. When you wake up tomorrow, you must act as if the victory is already yours. This is the final step of the sacred ritual. The weak drifter impatiently waits for physical proof before he dares to believe. The Creator believes fiercely and forces the physical proof to manifest around him. You must walk and speak like a man who has conquered. If your bank account is empty, you still act with supreme abundance. You do not complain about high prices. You remain unbothered by temporary lack because you know the law is working in the background. You simply treat every setback as a minor test of your new faith. You are a magnetic force pulling everything to you. This ritual is not a polite suggestion. It is an absolute requirement for your total survival in this chaotic world. Do not just listen to my words and do nothing. Implement this specific protocol tonight and take absolute dominion over your night routine. Protect your energy and protect your vision at all costs. Your future demands it. The masses will continue to sleepwalk through their miserable lives. They will keep begging the world to change, but the world only bends to those rare men who actively choose to change themselves first. You possess the mechanism to break your invisible chains. The universe is waiting for your clear instruction. Command IT. The time for comfortable excuses is completely over. You have heard the absolute laws of the universe. You now know that every excuse you have ever made was nothing but a fragile shadow. How long will you continue to tolerate your own mediocrity? You must look very closely at your life today. The world is entirely indifferent to your quiet suffering. It does not care if you feel lost or exhausted. It only responds to the absolute force of your daily commands. You are one decision away from incredible momentum. You are one belief away from profound clarity. A complete mental shift is waiting for you right now, but it will not happen unless you make it happen. You must choose. The drifter completely refuses to make this difficult choice. He prefers the warm comfort of his own familiar misery because taking responsibility is too terrifying for him. But you can no longer pretend that you are completely powerless. The heavy veil has been lifted from your tired eyes today. You see the hidden mechanism at work. I invite you to make a final decision right this exact moment. You must forcefully kill the weak version of yourself today. You must say to yourself that there will be no more playing the victim. There will be no more letting fear write the pathetic script of your daily life. That old chapter is entirely over. A brand new chapter begins with a brand new decision. You must brutally crush the chronic drifter living inside your head. You must drag him out into the harsh light and completely destroy his hold over you. He has stolen enough of your precious time and he has drained your energy for years. Do not feed him anymore. Every time you complain about your empty bank account, you are feeding that parasite. Every time you seek cheap pity from other people, you are giving him ultimate control. You must starve the drifter by refusing to speak his weak language. You must adopt the cold and ruthless mindset of an absolute conqueror. Take back your power. The world is not waiting for a perfect version of you. It is desperately waiting for a conscious creator. It is waiting for a man who has chosen to rise above the endless mental noise. That powerful sovereign commander is standing right inside of you, and it is time to forcefully wake him up today. Claim your throne. There is absolutely no neutral thought in this physical universe. Every single thought is either pushing you forward or violently pulling you back. It is either moving you toward ultimate freedom or reinforcing your heavy bondage. The man who truly realizes this fact begins to treat his thoughts as dangerous weapons. He refuses to drift blindly. When a weak thought enters your mind, you must intercept it. You must strike it down before it takes root in your subconscious soil. You are the ultimate protector of your own internal empire. No one else can guard the gates of your mind for you. It is a lonely job, but it is the only path to massive wealth. You did not click this video by pure accident today. You came here as a man who is completely exhausted by the endless drift. You were deeply tired of playing the helpless victim to impossible external circumstances. But today you have finally remembered exactly who you are. You are the mental gatekeeper of your own reality. From this night forward, you must act completely independent of fleeting motivation. You are a relentless builder working in the invisible season of life. Stand up right now and look straight into the quiet darkness. You are the sole architect of your entire reality, and the physical world has no choice but to bend to your disciplined mind. We now reach the quiet boundary between your past and your future. This heavy knowledge will not serve you if you hear it only once and let it fade away. The human subconscious deeply requires relentless repetition to build a new world. Therefore, I command you to listen to this lesson again and again. You must rewire. Play this message as you prepare for sleep, and play it while you work in the dark. Make these timeless principles the only voice you tolerate inside your head. You must completely flood your nervous system with absolute certainty. Let the vibration of these powerful words reprogram your mind. Hesitation is the sudden death of your destiny. You must treat this powerful tradition as completely sacred. It is not a temporary experiment that you try for a few days and then abandon. It is a lifelong commitment to absolute mastery over your own internal state. You must build an iron fortress around your mind and never let the chaotic world breach your walls. Tonight, as you close your eyes, you must make a sacred choice. Will you cowardly return to the loud chaos of the masses tomorrow morning, or will you boldly step into the quiet power of the elite 1%? If you are genuinely ready to command your destiny, you must seal your massive decision right now. Write it down. Write your 90-day commitment in the comments below. These will not be just empty words on a bright screen. Let those exact words be the binding contract you sign with the universe today. Leave the most important line in the comments to seal your unshakable vow. Declare to the world that you are the master of your fate. Write that you are finally ready to claim your incredible inheritance. Write that you completely reject the poverty of the drifting masses. When you type those letters, you are physically sending a shockwave into your nervous system. You are drawing a hard line in the sand that you will never cross again. Subscribe to this channel if this sacred tradition is truly yours. Join the growing ranks of those fierce men who absolutely refuse to drift. Break free once and for all from the heavy shackles of negative thinking. Your mind is the ultimate gateway to everything you desire. Your daily thoughts are the only master key. Your glorious destiny is waiting quietly on the other side of your fear. Never again let a negative thought decide your ultimate future. The choice to remain average has been completely removed from your table today. You are an unstoppable force of nature. Go out into the chaotic world and command it.